Do 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 do. Tonight, on 20 Minutes, coming from Channel 4 News, we have an in-depth look from Brigham Young University Hawaii's Service Center, where an anthropologist, Charles Whitewater, teamed up with Matthew Metternich and Carly Raitt to take an in-depth look at the service projects that have been held in 2014 and 2015. Coming at you live, first from Channel 4 News, we have Carly Raitt.
Good evening. In 2014, it was recorded that 35 students participated in the local community project that was put on by the Service Center. That's less than 1% of the entire student body. If that's not shocking enough, only 5 members from the community participated in the service projects. Tonight, we have with us Charles Whitewater. He's an anthropologist who came to the system in 2015 to begin his research and begin implementing some anthropological methods to improve the problem. Is that right?
This is right.
Thanks so much for joining us tonight.
Thanks for having me. Thank you.
Sure. How are you this evening?
I'm great. Thanks for asking.
Great. Well, let's get started, shall we? Now, when you first arrived here in Laie and at the Student Service Center, you noticed some problems.
It's true. This is true.
So why don't you tell us, what problems did you notice as you came into the center, and we'll go from there.
Great. It's a great question. Thanks for asking. So to get things started off, we need the historical background. As an anthropologist, I dove right in. I got right into the mix. And there's some historical background that's significant to the Service Center.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah. So Matthew Metternich works at the Service Center, and he works with a man named James Sinkovic. His wife, actually, Jamie Sinkovic, invented the Service Center a few years back as a student here at Brigham Young University, Hawaii. Now, they got married, and they got real busy. Now she's pregnant with twins.
Twins. Congratulations.
Yeah. And so James takes it under his wing to keep this Service Center alive, kind of as just an heirloom or a gift to his wife. She invented it, he wants to keep it alive, but he found it very difficult because James Sinkovic is also a manager at the hub. So he has 2 jobs. He's on an internship. He's going to New York City in a few weeks to do his master's degree.
Wow.
And he has a pregnant wife of twins. So he's got a lot on his plate. And unfortunately, as I took a better in-depth look, me, Charles Whitewater, at the Service Center, we found that the Service Center constantly fell through the cracks. It didn't get the love it needed.
Went unnoticed.
Unnoticed is the word I'd use. So Matthew Metternich was hired at the beginning of this semester, a couple weeks before, and he took it to the next level, right? And he did so much, and him and Carly, he teamed up with Carly Raitt, also an inspiring anthropologist.
Wow.
They teamed up to take on this task head on, and they went at many different angles. And so that's what I really want to dive into today with you as we go over the statistics from 2014, 2015 of Service Center and really understand where they're coming from.
Right.
Yeah.
So this is the initial problem that you noticed. You come into the center. I understand that the first project you attended, how many students?
4 came.
4.
4.
Wow. I would have been there.
Yeah.
You should have called me.
I wanted to.
Oh. Well, okay, so that's the problem that we noticed. It's so interesting to me. Now, as I understand, the motto or the theme, the mission statement of the university is to enter to learn, go forth to serve.
This is correct.
You would think that the students would be a little more motivated to do the serve part. I mean, it's part of the motto, right, is to go forth and serve. So you notice a problem. Tell me, what things did you begin to implement to change this? How do you change this culture of students not participating in service in the community which they live? How do you change that culture?
That's a great question. Changing the culture is a difficult one, and as an anthropologist, I don't come in there to necessarily change them, but to better understand why these things aren't happening, why they aren't implementing it. I'm not going to force them and tell them what to do, but it was, I looked at the statistics of the previous service projects.
Mm.
And we noticed that nobody, hardly if anybody, from the local community was actually coming to these projects.
So who were coming to the projects?
That's a great question. It was always, without doubt, Matthew Medonich and James Sinkovic.
So the employees.
The employees. The employees were the ones coming to the projects, and a handful of students on the occasion. Rarely did we see anybody from the community come. For example, let me give you an example. There was a service project held at La Ye Elementary School here in the community, just down the street, 10 steps away. And there were 4 people that went to that.
Wow.
4. None of which are local, none of which that are of any Polynesian descent, none of which that will live on this island, reap the benefits of that elementary school, have gone to that elementary school, have kids that have gone to that elementary school, or will have kids that have gone or will go to that elementary school. They have no relevance to this island whatsoever. But they were the only ones that went and participated in this service project from the service center for the community. And so I teamed up with Carly, and I teamed up with Matthew, and we took this head on, and we really dove in to make a change and have more of the community come to this project, and to make these a little bit more better and a little bit more filled with the aloha spirit.
Oh. Now, so there's 2 problems here that we see. First, the problem of just numbers in general, students and community members wanting to participate in these projects. Second problem, the people who are participating aren't even going to be there for a length period of time, which, it's, like you said, they're not reaping any of the benefits. So, tell us, how did you go about it? What did you do?
It's a great question. Let me take the part of Matthew Medonich, and I'll leave you for Carly.
Okay.
All right?
Sure.
They both went at different aspects of this. Now let me talk to the viewers over here. Let's watch. So, what Matthew did is he, let's start with Carly. Let's have Carly's route. Matthew went the physical route, the physical labor, the demanding jobs. He had the in because he works at the service center. He puts in the hours, he put in the work. He worked with the people side by side, but Carly went a different route. And she worked more of the psyche, what people are thinking, how they act, their religion, their faith, their background, their culture, their traditions, their family bloodline. Are they service-type people? Do they serve in the army? Do they serve in the military? She took special courses, one of them called Arbinger. And I want to leave those.
Why don't I speak for her? Huh?
Yeah, you speak for her.
Right? Now, I spoke with Carly before we came on air. Unfortunately, she's not well. She couldn't join us. She did talk about this Arbinger training that she was involved in for a few weeks of the training itself before she was able to implement it. Basically, like you said, getting in more of the psychological aspect of looking outwards. You can do this with businesses. You can do this with relationships. You don't focus on yourself. You focus outwards. Okay, what can I do differently to improve the situation? So she had this length of training and came up with some ways that they could as a team use this to their benefit, because you could look at the service center, these service projects, as a business, right, that we're trying to improve. And so what you guys did is you reached out instead of waiting for people to come and trying to force them to be interested or being under the radar and just being upset about it. Reaching out, going to them, pitching it to them, if you will. So why don't you tell us more about that, about going out and meeting with these different clubs, was it?
Yes, it was. So Matthew Medonich, what he did is he teamed up with Carly and Charles Whitewater and me, and they went out to some of the student body president of BYU Hawaii and to some of these clubs and local community clubs. They've made previous stops at Seven Brothers, North Shore Tacos, the food truck on the island, on the campus, Long's, some of the places over there by Foodland, Cuckoo Grill, L&L's, and a few other little local spots. And what they did is they made posters, they made banners, they made business cards, they made T-shirts, And they went the extra mile, and they made core boards, they made vinyl stickers to put on the office window, they made a logo, they made a Facebook page, they made a Twitter page, they made an Instagram page, they used Snapchat, they used modern day technology and the good old classic hard work, put your shoulder to the wheel, and they mixed it all together to really take it to the next level. When Matthew first started the job, there were 20 people that liked the Facebook page, just
Wow.
20. And it had been up for months. 2 weeks later, Matthew comes in, he builds it up a little bit more, takes it to the next level, and in 14 days it went from 20 to 222.
Wow.
Shocking.
Shocking.
Shocking, truly is. So they just did that. They started with the foundation, they built it up. Started from the bottom, now we're here.
Now we're here.
Now we are here. So we did banners, Matthew Mountage, Carly Raitt, they made banners, foam core boards, poster boards, vinyl stickers, Facebook page, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, word of mouth, flyers, massive banners that were held and hung over by the library at the school, as well as the Aloha Center. And they went busy. They went busy on it.
So you focused on the advertisement part of it, really getting the word out, using social media, which is brilliant, truly. I mean, in today's world, that's really what you have to do. You need to use social media to get word out. That's what all the kids are using today. So I hear.
That's what they want.
Hashtag service.
We did a couple of those, hashtagging them.
Hashtag. So what I'm really excited about is to hear how your last service project went. You've been implementing this. I know the first few weeks didn't see a lot of improvement. Of course, we can all see a sign that there will be a service project. That doesn't necessarily make you want to go.
True.
Any, doesn't really build a desire.
True.
So tell me, meeting with the clubs, that would seem to be very successful. Actually going out, meeting with these different groups, expressing to them the importance of serving in their local community, getting the awareness out. That was the main focus. So why don't you tell me how the most recent service project went, how it went, how many people came, just the great difference that there was.
Great.
This is an amazing story.
Great question. Great story. Thank you so much for letting me share this with you
Sure.
guys today here at Channel 4 News. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you about this service project. Like I said, a little recap. We started off with 4. When Matthew Mountage and Carly Raitt took on this challenge, they had 4 people that came to this project. And they held a new service project at the end of the semester called Ho'omana Day. And they went from 4 people in the very beginning through Ho'omana Day. They had over 100 people come to this service project. When Carly went through Arbinger and she talked to the people, met with the people, put up the posters, chatted with them, chatted with their cousins and their friends and their sisters, got to know them, learned the language, hung out with the groups, went and attended some of their meetings, worked with James Sinkovic, worked with his wife Jamie Sinkovic, worked with Matthew Mountage. They spent multiple hours on this every week. And what they've come down to is with Matthew's hard work, diligence, and effort on the service center side, and with Carly's Arbinger, getting to know the people as people, they put the two together and they held Ho'omana Day. They made it fun, they made it catchy, they made it interesting, and they had a good time. What they did is they had donuts, juice, water, cookies, granola bars, oranges, music.
I come.
I did go. And they made t-shirts, banners, posters. They announced it during basketball games. They announced it during the Aloha Center student hours when people would be in there playing games or doing their homework or watching TV or just walking around. They announced it at Farmers Market. They announced it in the hub in the game center where a lot of the local community kids will go. They announced it on School Bulletin, the electronic School Bulletin. They made posters for the school and for the surrounding area. They made the t-shirts and the banners and the posters, everything else that we've announced. They've put them everywhere. They plastered the city and the city of Laie with these bright, vibrant colors. They made a logo, which I'll attach later and let you see that. They made a logo. It has historical reference and background to it as well for not only the students but for the community, for the island of Hawaii. It has the traveler's palm on there, and the traveler's palm has a lot of significance for the community, for the people. And they had this Ho'omana Day, which was about 4 or 5 locations, over 100 people attended. And this was Carly and Matthew's hoorah. This was the final bang. This was where all their hard work came together. They put this together and they made it happen. So they had a service project at the Give and Take, which is for students. They had a service project at Laie Elementary School, which is for the community. They had a service project at all of the hallways where the kids will live. That's for the students. And they held another one at Gunstock Ranch, which is for the community. So 2 for the students, 2 for the community, 4 service projects. One day is about 4 or 5 hours of work from 7:30 till about noonish. They worked, and they had a good time, good turnout, and over 100 people came, and at least 15, 20, 25 of those were of the community, which is a big jump from
Huge.
0 to hero.
Huge. Wow, seems amazing. What a success story with social media and with real diligence and wanting to make a change and implementing those anthropological methods there. Thanks so much, Charles, for your time tonight. Really appreciate you coming by.
Thank you.
When's the next service project?
That's a great question. You'll have to go attend the service center in the Aloha Center. Matthew Menich will work there still with James Sinkovic. Carly Raitt will stop by, and you'll see our vinyl sticker. You'll see our posters. You'll see the logo. Stop by, grab a t-shirt, grab a snack, get to know us. Go onto our Facebook page. Keep your eyes open on the electronic school page. And there's about 4, 5, 6 service projects a semester, 2 of which are always blood drives to save lives here on the island of Oahu.
Beautiful. Save a life. Go like the Facebook page today. Thank you. Good night.
We're signing off. Thank you so much. Do, 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 do. Channel 4 News.